Funkmaster Flex has been saying different things about drug use now, and he has receipts. And I was just wondering, because I've been around you and I haven't seen any form of drug use other than the herb, but no pills, no drugs. So what is your response to him saying that, being that that's a slanderous attack at somebody that's not using drugs?
Well, it's hard to respond to, again, someone that is talking about my business, but when he gets so desperate that they have to start to lie.
Yeah.
And to paint a picture, it just means there must be nothing under the hood, that they must be looking and can't find nothing. But I just think it's kind of sad. You know, it's like, not only has he jumped out the window for another person, another man, another culture.
For another man.
He's done it publicly. I think he's in the baby mother zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, now he's just acting poor as butt hurt.
Yeah.
And he's trolling me. Like not only is he 50, I'm 47. So also, when someone dumbs down their energy or they act backwards, the test is will you go and go backwards?
Will you go backwards with it?
Will you go backwards with it? But again, I'm not concerned.
Because I saw him responding on your page.
Well, I think the problem, I think whatever he's doing, he's so desperate, he's not thinking about the collateral damage. Like, if he's gonna lie or say something like that, he should think about how my kids' teachers, you know, he's really trying to really destroy my reputation.
And character.
But right. It's like, he's really going hard. And the question is why?
Right.
You know? But again, like, I'm not ever gonna respond to anybody on an Instagram. Like, I'm not and then, like, it's funny because what I'm using him for is a lesson. So when he's been putting up these stupid pictures,
yeah,
I always show my daughter, my little daughter. I'm like, you see, when somebody says something that's foolish in front of a lot of people, I don't let it bother me. I laugh at it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know about it until somebody shows it to me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me. I want her to see that no matter what,
so
there's always going to be people for some reason that feel the need to make you look less because they feel less, to excuse whatever inadequacy they have.
Right.
Like, again, I would never understand why someone would try to discredit someone who's only trying to put positive and spread love and give self-awareness.
Better the culture.
And better the culture. Why would he want to discredit that? Maybe guilt because of, he's been an enabler of our culture.
Right.
And I think what he's been showing, number one, is anyone that gets next to Flex is whack juice. Like, if you get next to him, now you can be a sellout. Now you're affiliated with selling out. But also what he's showing is when you do mess with a weak culture vulture, look what you get. You get demoted.
The law of vibration.
You understand what I'm saying?
Like attracts like.
And then I was seeing him.
He pulled that energy from him, and now he's acting like him.
But now he's feeling like him.
Right.
And the thing about it is, what I'm seeing with Lior is, number one, he thinks that the energy is off of him. It's still on Lior. Like, pause. I'm never gonna take it off of Lior. Pause. I want the CEO problem.
It's like the aim is on Lior.
You know, I'll have a conversation with Flex because he needs help.
Word.
Like, he's in the, like, I think he might need help zone. Like, he seems like he's a bit imbalanced because a man going on another man's Instagram and talking. He's like really arguing with other people on Instagram.
Yeah, he's swinging at flies.
But he's 50.
Like he's swinging at flies.
But he's 50. Man. And he's in too deep. But what he's done is he's killed his legacy. So where before it was, people were like, oh, that's Flex, he's broken a lot of records. Now he's gonna go down in history as a career coon. That's gonna be what he's affiliated with. He's gonna be affiliated with selling out. When you say Flex, Flex now means sell out. That's the definition of Flex.
No more funk master.
Sell out. It's no more Funk Master Flex, it's Funky Master Flex. The sell out.
Slave Master's Flex.
Slave Master Flex. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of funny names. And I know that when he's with the people that he respects, he's embarrassed. I know that when he walks into Hot 97, he knows everyone's laughing at him. He knows it. Whether he cares or not, I don't know. But obviously he does, just based on his reaction. But again,
laughing at him based on him
it's sad.
sitting in the same room.
But what he becomes is an example, again, of what you get when you, at this moment, become subservient to your slave. I mean, rather, to your master. Or having a master. This is what it gets you. You become 50 years old, and everyone around you, because I'm looking at pictures, and like, no disrespect to Red Alert, you know, but I see pictures of him, Red Alert, and Lior.
Right.
When I see these pictures, I say, damn, no one from Lior's culture is around him. And why is he 70 years old working on a Saturday at a party, and I know he hates being outside? And then I'm feeling sorry for Funkmaster Flex, because damn, he don't even get the weekends off. You know, he has to maybe work on Christmas. I don't really know. But then I'm also like, damn, it don't seem like it's so much fun. I don't see no young people around. Everybody's over 50 and 60. It's looking like Cocoon, the movie, Hip Hop Cocoon. So, you know, I'm like, what are they doing? There's nothing aspirational about their movement, and I'm actually happy about it.
Right.
There's no success affiliated with selling out right now.
Right.
Like Flex is like, if you sell out like me, this is what you get. You get to smell Lior and his old skin. You get to, you know, work on Saturdays. So I just feel like in this moment, he should be careful, because he's painting a picture about things that are not true to a man that doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
And he has no reason for it. He can't justify it. And the pill thing is like, that's just stupid. Everybody knows I don't do the pills. I smoke weed. You know what I mean? If I did, I would be real honest about it, but that's not my thing. And it never has been. And again, who cares? If it was, it's like, that's not for another man to be doing, like to be doing research, to talk about what he thinks is personal business. Is just disgusting. He should look in the mirror and spit in it. You know what I'm saying? And really be ashamed of himself.
Look in the mirror and spit at it.
Yeah. Because it's disgusting. It's like, the person that he's become is desperate, and it's obvious. And I feel sorry for him. And
that's a strong battery.
Yeah. It's crazy what insecurity does. And it's like he's hiding so much. Like, he hides the gray in his beard. He hides his age. He hides his, you know, he hides his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he pretends he's something he's not.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know what else he's hiding. You know what I'm saying? And the things that he's saying, when he compares his business to mine, it's like kind of hilarious. You know? Like,
two different fields, two different games.
It's two different games.
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't understand it. But, you know, I think it's time for Hot 97 to get him out of there, because I think they're going to expose him. They may, or rather, they may be exposing themselves for some collateral damage. They should tread lightly when they start to lie about people publicly and paint a bad picture when people don't deserve it. I think he's teetering. And also, like, when he starts calling dudes pussy and all that, you know, that doesn't only aggravate, you know, I guess it's like, again, I'm 47. If I was 37 or 27, for sure I would have smacked his teeth out his mouth. And he knows that. And I would have needed that fair one physically. But now that I'm older, I would never do that. I would never dumb myself down. I'll keep it intellectual.
Because then you'd be going back.
That would be going backwards. And I remember a time that I would have justified
going backwards,
punching him in his mouth, taking his teeth, and laughing about it. Knowing that one-on-one, that he would never ever in his life do that in front of me or say those kind of things. But again, I would never do that. I would never showcase an older, or showcase that that's the way we need to deal with things. I think this needs to be an intellectual conversation.
I mean, that's the main thing, just showing.
There's no game.
Showing people how to deal with these type of things.
Well, at this age, I think if I felt like I had a block to hold down, and if I didn't do nothing other, because, you know, when someone says stuff like that, other people get aggravated. And I have to have these conversations like, just leave it, you know, don't worry about it. But when people have to hear about it in the street,
absolutely.
You know, but again, it's all a test. Yep. But again, why would he want to bait someone into doing something negative? This is what he always does. He always causes dysfunction amongst our culture just so he could benefit from it. Because this looks like a publicity stunt. But look at the collateral damage that it comes with. It's so selfish to do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Nah, I totally understand.
So it's like, you would want to make me want to fight you, or you trying to bait me into something physical that would make our culture look stupid just to prove a point.
Right.
It's so bad. I honestly think we should just kick. As a matter of fact, you kicked out of hip hop. You out of here. You can't be here no more. He's whack.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody next to Flex to me is whack juice. No disrespect, just because if you know you next to a sellout that only cares about himself, that's 50 years old, acting like a 15-year-old, where you got the young boys laughing at you, then you gotta be, that's contagious. Energy is contagious.
Absolutely.
So stupid shit is contagious. When you're around stupid people, you do stupid things.
It's law.
When people laugh, other people laugh. People yawn, other people yawn.
That's law.
When you're whack, that's contagious. So my suggestion to everybody, Hot 97, stay away from Funky Master Flex, Korea Coon, Mr. Wack Juice, because, pause, that kind of energy is contagious, and don't empower it, run from it. Get him, he's out of hip hop in my book. He's gone because he doesn't care about hip hop. He wants it controlled by people that aren't from hip hop. He's mad that other people from our culture, or people that aren't from our culture, are not gonna get the credit for us. He tried to give the credit back to them.
Yeah.
He said if it wasn't for Leo and them, we would have been Mike Geronimo. He gave all the credit of Rockefeller to them.
Right.
Still,
and threw Mike Geronimo
proudly,
under the bus.
Unapologetically.
Yeah.
Sad. But anyway.
And it also opened up a conversation. It was some dialogue going on with, about the culture vultures, and it's about the Jewish, between you and Steve Rifkin.
Yeah.
Something happened,
So Steve is a good friend of mine. And he's been consistent. To me, I don't look at him as a culture vulture because he lives hip hop.
Nah, yeah,
he's hip hop. Like, he's on the stage. Like, he's playing ping pong, with us, what I mean?
Good. He's good people, definitely.
He really loves it, and we talk, we argue. He's never really been scared of me, and I like the fact that when I said something that he misunderstood, instead of talking about me, instead of getting on the radio,
instead of getting quiet,
as a friend, he immediately hit me. Pause. And I respected that, and I think people should see that. And I don't want people to think it's a black or white thing, because there are terrible black people that represent our culture in a very wrong way.
All races,
and they're the worst ones. Like, look how bad Flex is looking. He's a straight sellout.
Right.
He's straight Uncle Tom.
The black culture vulture is the worst culture vulture.
What's his name from Django? Like, he's an atrocity to our spirit. Flex. So there's that, and again, I feel like he needs to get out of hip hop if he's gonna be doing that, regardless of what he did.
Right.
But the same thing goes with a Leo Cohen. You got Jewish guys like Leo that make other Jewish people look terrible. So Jewish people, y'all need to check him, because he making y'all look terrible. Because he's the #1 culture vulture, and he happens to be Jewish from Israel and all that. And no disrespect to nobody Jewish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I work with Jewish people. I respect the fact that they protect their culture and have holidays where they sit down and eat all the time.
It's all respect until you show me otherwise. Right. Yeah, right.
I'm not gonna. It's just like, there's cops that are terrible, but I'm not gonna say all cops are terrible. I know
that's why I say all the time when I got shot, it was like, there's pigs in different colors and different forms. It's not like, just because those two people harassed me, that's every cop.
So I didn't want to take the focus and split up and have people not understand what my message is. My message is like-minded people that are true to the culture, and monetize something they love in a way without exploiting it.
Right.
And then there are people that don't give a fuck about the culture, like Leo Cohen, and obviously Funky Master Flex, that for selfish reasons will whore out the culture and think that it should be slaved out and controlled by a master, and that someone should have one job for 30 straight years and have to sit in a hot little room with no windows,
make them the pimps and everybody else the whores,
and be mad at everyone else that wants to be free, and have a platform and use it to spread negativity and continue to spread dysfunction, and make fights even at the twilight of your life when you should have grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure Flex don't want his kid acting like that. So why would he act in a way where he don't want his kid, running around trolling people? I would never want my kid doing that.
Yeah.
And I would never say things that aren't true so that his kids could see something that's not true. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that. But whatever, man. It's cool. It's nothing that really bothers me. It's just, as far as like fucks my day up, it's something that when you ask me, I'm gonna address it.
Yeah.
And I have other things I'm interested in. I'm really.
Well, I just know it's important for how you look to your children, so that's why I asked you about.
Yeah, but my kids know. Yeah. But they know.
Right. I mean, I know, but still,
everybody knows. That was corny. You know what I mean? I think the more desperate and the things he's doing, the more cornier he looks. But he could keep it going. But I do think at the end of the day, I don't see why he wouldn't want to have a conversation, being that he has so much to say. I don't mind having a conversation with him, but again, I think Leor has some explaining to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think Flex thinks that, I guess, because sometimes he gets on the radio and says crazy shit, and other people have ignored him.
Right.
I think when he went at Jay that time, and Jay didn't say nothing, I think he thought that he could keep doing that. I'm not that guy. I addressed the elephant in the room. You asked me a question, I answered because I have nothing to hide. So I think he wasn't expecting that. And I think he doesn't understand the power of the internet and of good work. So if I'm saying the right shit, then I don't have to have the biggest platform. I just have to have the strongest and most important point of view, the most productive point of view. And again, my message is love. I'm trying to teach us how to love ourselves to the extent that we monetize the things that other people have been monetizing, so that we can take care of our children and we can pass jobs to our children, and our children can see us be bosses and give other people jobs and see us stick together and see us not have to be violent and be stupid to make a point. Make a point by action, make good work, period. And as you notice, I have still not gone outside. I have not come out of pocket to prove my point, to even have my businesses. I just continue to be consistent, make good work, and I've been getting money by the pool because I know how to invest in my future, that residual income. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Period.
Man.
So I see that you've been very disciplined about your workout game.
Yeah.
You got that workout face every time I see you.
Absolutely, man.
Everything is I just came from the gym.
Absolutely, man.
So remember we were on the phone today, I was explaining, I was like, look, there's nothing harder physically than jumping in that tire and jumping out of it, and that damn, and then the weights, nothing in business is harder than that. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I like to work out in the beginning of my day is because I hate running. And there's nothing in the day that I have to do that's going to be harder than that. So it makes everything
just face what you don't really like doing anyway.
Right.
Get that out the way.
So the thing is, if you can jump in that tire in and out till you tired, till you almost faint,
it's reflective into your work.
Then why wouldn't you just put that same discipline into something that doesn't take that kind of physical energy? If you have the discipline to engage in that physical activity, have the discipline to engage in the mental activity. And patterns are important.
Yes, they
Consistency is important. So if you work out once a week or once every other couple of days, it's not as beneficial. You're not really doing good to your body. You're not building but if you got a discipline, a routine, and you're doing that consistently, you building muscle, your business is the same way. So you got to be consistent on any block. If you in the street, you got to open up at a certain time, close up at a certain time, and you got to be there, or else they going someplace else. Being consistent is everything. That's what I'm doing now with my content. I couldn't really say that I had a complete television network until I had consistent content. So now that I have enough content to be consistent, now that we have distribution in Atlanta and LA, in Comcast, on demand, and hopefully direct TV soon.
Nice.
We're a real network.
Up and running. Up and running.
Completely independent.
Damn.
So everybody, I want y'all to look at it. Just remember the 10 years. Just reflect on my career. You know, me looking like I'm doing really good, and then everyone saying I'm doing really bad, and me just being consistent, keeping my head down, building a brand new brand, also owning a company like Rachel Roy, but not even saying nothing about it because no one else wants to acknowledge it. That's cool. Doing all the art stuff and everything else, being forward thinking, never ever having to come out of pocket and compromise and none of that. not care about what they say in the
Doing
press.
what you love to do, 100%.
You know, 10 years later, it worked out.
Yeah.
And I never tried to hide none of my struggle.
Yeah.
I still don't. And as I learn, I'm teaching. Because I don't want people to have to make the same mistakes I make.
Right. What's happening? This is the big homie Kenyatta. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube page. And if you haven't already, hit the notification so you can get an alert each and every time our hip hop motivation videos come up. And also, thank you for your support. Peace and blessings.
I think you should always live inside of whatever you're making. If you're making $100 a week, live on 90. If you're making $100,000 a week, live on 90,000. Never live up everything you make. Save something every day. And a rule that I think you absolutely have to follow is pay yourself first. And what I mean by that is save. Because everything you pay to somebody else, you ain't paying yourself. You know, it's like being a slave to the TV, the stove, the apartment building, everything else. If you don't want to be a slave, you have to pay yourself first. And that means on every paycheck, every time you get some money, you put some money aside for yourself. And if you have to struggle and don't pay some of your bills on time, that's okay, because you paid yourself. If you're paying everything to everybody else, you're just sharecropping. Just a higher form of sharecropping. You're really working for somebody else.
The way I see it, it's always a test. Anything quick is a test. But my mindset tells me I can still get it quick and I don't have to cheat. But I have to cheat to get it fast? I don't really want it. I'd rather wait. I've learned over the years that with anything you have to be patient. Not 5 months patient, but 5 years or more patient. Now if you can get 10 years patient, you can build an even stronger foundation, and that creates legacy. Empires were not built overnight. I always tell people that the Great Wall of China was a 2,000-year-old plan. 2,000 years. Think about how many lifetimes that is on one plan, getting people to move similarly with the same exact agenda for lifetimes, for generations. That's crazy. You have to be patient when you want to do something significant, no matter what it is. And a lot of times that means not reaping the benefits of your goal immediately. And that's the test.
Listen, for mad years I walked around with my neck looking like a Nestle Crunch bar. I had to do something about it. What I found is that a razor bump is nothing but an ingrown hair that curls into the skin and causes the skin to become enlarged or inflamed, making it look like a bump. But it's not a pimple. It's a hair that grows into the skin causing inflammation. You have to remove that hair, and then you have to use yourself a nice skin astringent, something that can do the trick, something that can get rid of those razor bumps. So what did I create? Bump Assassin, organic skin astringent. To order your own bottle of Bump Assassin, go to hiphopmotivation.bigcartel.com.
Dash thing. Now I don't want to chill out, bro. You know what I want to do? Believe in yourself. Build your own personal wealth. Then that becomes personal health. Think I'm rhyming. How about that?
Everything go down here. Just gotta, know what I mean, be a little smart.
I see you grooving right now, dude.
I was in my groove.
Yeah.
I started daydreaming. I started thinking about something.
I'm a musician.
Yeah, exactly. I like to spend all kinds of money. Like the dollar, like the euro, like the pound, like the franc pause, I like the yen.